Hello and welcome to today's webinar training. My name is Jonathan Oshiveri. I'm the founder of Seeker Academy. First of all, let me say thank you for joining me on this special webinar training. I know you've taken the time away from your business and your family to spend time with us today. So I really appreciate that. I do have an incredible training today though. On this special training, I'm going to reveal to you the 4 secrets of how to generate leads from LinkedIn's 500 million subscribers. Okay, my big promise to you today is that you'll learn an authentic system to build a list and schedule appointments consistently. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at the 1% group. Okay, so the people in the 1% group are the successful people on LinkedIn, quietly generating leads consistently on LinkedIn, and they're turning those into high-end clients. They're doing it regularly without much competition. I want you to be part of that group. Now, one of the major reasons why you should use LinkedIn is that the people on LinkedIn, okay, they have the money to spend on your products and services. I mean, these people are given yearly budgets, 6 monthly budgets, quarterly budgets to spend on your products and services. Okay, so let's see who this is for. This is for you. If you want an authentic way to generate leads, you want to schedule appointments consistently for your business, this is for you. You know, if you're struggling to get targeted leads, then you do want to stay to the end of this webinar training, because, you know, I'm confident that you will see why LinkedIn will be part of your marketing strategy going forward. This is for you if you want to get high income clients from a platform that's not saturated like Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so what this is not a get rich quick scheme, guys. Okay, you know, you do have to apply some strategies and you do have to follow some simple instructions for this to work. And I will be talking about some LinkedIn tools and I will be referencing some software, but this is not going to make you rich. However, the tools and the software will accelerate your growth. So I hope you can appreciate that. Okay, let's go over what we're going to be learning. So today we're going to be talking about networking. Okay, we're going to go through LinkedIn groups, why you should increase your connections, LinkedIn publishing. Okay, there's a real twist around all this now. LinkedIn has made new changes to its interface. We're going to go through this and you're going to really appreciate what LinkedIn's about. And before I talk about that, let me tell you a bit about myself. I grew up in the UK, in England, in a small borough called Deptford in London. For those who do not know that, that's between Greenwich and the famous London Bridge. Okay, I'm from a massive family. I have 9 sisters and 3 brothers. Now, let me just tell you a little fact about my family. I was known as number 5 because we had 1 bathroom, and I was the 5th to go in every morning. If you missed your position, because I was known as number 5, you were last for 2 whole weeks. That's one fact about we were very regimented in my family because we had such a big family. Now, you know, every month with my family, because a lot of my sisters now, I have so many, you know, loving nephews and nieces. Every month there's about 3 people's birthdays, and it's frowned upon in my family if you do not buy someone a gift or something like that. So that is about my family. I hope. Now, before I became an entrepreneur and, this LinkedIn practitioner, I was working in the corporate world. Okay, I was a software test consultant for telecom companies, and initially the corporate world was a fun place to be. I'm telling you right now, these companies, they sent me all around the world. Okay, and I absolutely loved traveling around the world. I had a great relationship with my colleagues. But corporate world, this initial fun that I was having hid some cracks in my career. I actually didn't enjoy my work. It was too technical. Okay, in the telecoms industry, it's a very technical world, and I didn't really enjoy it. I had an inkling of being a business person, but because the corporate life was safe, I had about 3 holidays a year and I was traveling. It didn't worry me so much until one day when my boss called me into the office and said, Jonathan, we are about to make you redundant. Okay, and you, along with 50 other people in this department, you will be made redundant. This came as a shock to me, guys, because I'd always felt the corporate life was safe. I had a mortgage, and it was a big mortgage. I had money paying, I had money coming in every month to pay that mortgage off. So anyway, I was made redundant, and it took me another 3 months to get another job. Literally every single day, I'd be sending my resume out, my CV out to recruiters to try to find another job, because I was running out of money very quickly. This was a shock to me. I always read about redundancy and other people losing their job. When it actually happens to you guys, it's absolutely a scary thing. So this was a pivotal moment for me. The corporate life that was meant to keep me safe was not so safe anymore. And so what I started to do, I started to create digital products. My first digital product was a mobile marketing product. So I was trying to teach small businesses how to use the mobile web to generate leads for their business. I had a 95-page PDF that I was absolutely selling to small businesses. And so what I did was I placed this product on some blogs or forums. I'd sell now and again, but it was never enough. It was never enough to quit my job. I never had enough traffic to my business. Now, how do I get more traffic to my site? That was the biggest issue for me. How do we generate targeted traffic to make us more sales? How do we generate good quality leads we can turn into clients? And that's what I had. I know I had a good product. I just didn't have this product in enough hands, and that was the real issue for me. Now, generating traffic is a painful experience, and I've tried it. I've done Facebook traffic, and but we know that traffic is the most important thing for our business. And so what I tried to do was go find out where I can get traffic. So I started to network. Okay, I started to get away from my computer and go networking. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you how I went from 0 to 500 new leads. That's also new buyers in a minute. But when you go to a networking event and you speak to someone, the first thing they're going to say afterwards is, let's connect. Okay, let's connect on LinkedIn. Okay, now look at this picture here. This is what most people's profile looks like. They have a face picture. They have that blank blue banner at the top, because LinkedIn's given us this space for us to showcase our personal profile. But most people don't know how to use it. Some people don't even know it exists. Okay, this person's profile is blank spaces, no headlines, no call to actions. Okay, this is what most people's profile looks like. I have to admit, LinkedIn hasn't done a great job of promoting its top profile. I have to admit that. That's somewhat their fault. Now, when you go to a networking event, or when you meet someone anywhere in a meeting or something like that, people will Google your name. Okay, and for example, if I Google Simone Vigenzi, his name, his LinkedIn profile actually appears on the Google list on the first page and above his TED Talk. And that's the great thing. His LinkedIn profile is above, some of your LinkedIn profile will be above your website. That's because Google recognizes LinkedIn as a reputable website, guys. You have to recognize that, because people will Google you on here on Google and on LinkedIn. You don't have to be logged on to Google for people to on LinkedIn for them to search on you. So that's what's going to happen. Now, when you click on the profile, you're going to get to this page, his personal profile page. And as you can see, he's top of banner. He's used that, part of the banner in the correct way. Okay. He's promoting his company. And what's the most important thing you're also seeing there is his headline. His headline is speaking to his potential clients. You want your headline to speak to your potential clients, helping speakers and coaches dominate their niche without using manipulative or sleazy techniques. He's speaking to his potential clients, and that's what you need to be thinking about as well. People, when they come over here, when they see that this bit, the top banner, speaks to them, they're going to want to know what else you have to offer. They want to scroll through your profile. So that's why you've got to get the personal profile, the top of the banner, right. Now LinkedIn actually rewards you when you actually set up your profile 100%. Now some people, if you check your own profile, you may have it at 30% or 50%. Make sure it is at 100%, because LinkedIn actually rewards you through rankings, so that when you're searched, if your name is being searched on Google, you come up in the rankings higher than your competitors. That's very important, guys. Now, my company, we create these top of line banners that LinkedIn has not advertised to you properly. These are the banners you can put your name, your headlines, your call to actions. Okay, so for these clients of ours, we've been able to redesign their profile page in the right way. This is the type of profile you need for your LinkedIn profile as well. Okay, so we have our software that's able to do that. You can choose from hundreds of different banners. Now let's talk about the headlines, because this is quite important, isn't it? Because you want to showcase your headline. Your headline should be speaking to your potential clients. All right, so simple formula: title, helping X do Y. Let's look at an example here. Phil Squires, right? Okay, helping successful companies implement strategies to double their leads, cash flow and profits in 90 days. So Phil is saying to the potential clients, I can help you in 90 days as well. So sometimes you want to put the number, so that that's real. But this is a good example of a good headline. I want you guys to think about your headline as well, as we're going through this course. Okay. Now, I said to you, I'm going to tell you how I went from 500 leads in one day. This is how I went about it. I used to go to networking events, and I met some incredible people at these networking events, because some of these guys, they had Instagram followers of over 100,000. Some, they had databases of 50,000, 100,000, and my advice to you guys is, in your niche, you never know who you're going to meet. It's good to get away from our computers and go and meet people in our domain and speak to them and just get to know them on a natural level. And that's what I do with these guys. Got to know them, made friends. And I had my 95-page document, and I truly believe that document can help other people. After I came back from this event, and I asked one of these guys just to recommend my product to their database, and all they did really was send one email, and I was able to make 500 sales. Now, for some of you guys who's watching this, you might think, well, 500 sales is not that much, but for most people, 500 sales, buyers, that's a lot. And now those 500 emails are in my database. And the point I'm trying to make, and the point I'm trying to put home to you is, listen, if you got 500 new emails, buyers, or you've just been able to establish some emails, which I'm going to be teaching you on this course, by the way, you need to take it seriously, because you can market to those 500 people. You can sell them other products and services as well. I'm going to be teaching you some strategies on how to generate leads. Please understand that, the way you're going to be generating leads, you will be generating more than 500. The point is, you can market to them forever, for a lifetime, until you want to do it correctly. So this is how I went from 0 to 500, and that was great for me. So networking is very important. Get away from your computer. Find people in your niche that you can talk to. Network, exchange ideas. Now, networking was one way. I was generating leads, but I just couldn't rely on that alone. Okay, so I continued to test. I've tested Instagram, fan pages, Facebook a lot, but I started to get real results with LinkedIn. Okay, I started to get real results with LinkedIn. Now, as you can see, 500 million subscribers have joined LinkedIn, and that's growing every day, by the way. And what I like about LinkedIn is that the professionals are joining LinkedIn. Okay, now I met up with the global content manager of LinkedIn in London 3 weeks ago, and he told me that the LinkedIn leads, they convert better than Facebook and other social media platforms. Okay, so even though these other platforms have a larger subscriber base, in terms of conversion, LinkedIn converts better, and actually there's other studies that show that as well. Okay, the great thing about the difference between LinkedIn and these other platforms is that the people that join LinkedIn, they are professionals. The way they carry themselves is different. The way they communicate is different. Okay, so if we do a comparison between, say, LinkedIn and Facebook, on Facebook, you're used to seeing cat videos. You're used to seeing beach pictures, people going on the holidays, uncompromising pictures. These are acceptable on Facebook. On LinkedIn, this is just not acceptable, because professionals are there. People with real responsibilities are on LinkedIn, and so you cannot have that same type of behavior. Now, if you look at the data, if you look at people's profiles between the two, on LinkedIn, you'll find, you'll know what people have done 5 years ago, 3 years ago, what their achievements are now, what they're working on right now. On Facebook, you cannot. But that LinkedIn data is so much, it's so valuable. It's unbelievable. And that's why Microsoft spent over $26 billion for that information. This is a real clue, guys. This is a real clue of why you guys should start, working with LinkedIn, okay? Because they saw the value of those 500 million subscribers. Imagine it. A number of CEOs sat around the desk, and they eventually decided they were going to spend $26 billion. Now, $26 billion, let's put that in perspective. That's a lot of money. Some countries don't have $26 billion, but these CEOs decided they're going to spend this type of money on a platform that you're on right now, that you're allowed to connect with anyone with right now, but you're not taking full advantage. Okay, you're not taking full advantage, but the money they spent on LinkedIn is the clue. Okay, I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. Now, the second secret, now this is the real secret, okay? The second secret is how I actually got to know LinkedIn. Now, I was an affiliate for Amazon, and the COO of Facebook, her name is Sheryl Sandberg. You can actually Google her. She wrote a book called Lean In. And Lean In is a book for women, career, entrepreneurship, all the things surrounding issues with inequality and stuff. But this book was a very famous book. It sold very well on Amazon. And so what I did was I created a LinkedIn group for this book, and created this group. I put a welcome message, because in LinkedIn allows you to put a welcome message in a group. And within that welcome message, I created a landing page, a squeeze page. So I actually gave an ebook in exchange for a name and an email address. I wanted to see how it will perform. Okay. So after I created this LinkedIn group, I then shared the link to blogs, women blogs, forums. After a couple of weeks, I saw that a lot of people were joining. And I had to manually go in and actually allow these people into the group. A few weeks later, I saw a lot of discussions. More people were joining the group. There was a lot of people discussing the topics of this book. So there was a lot of networking within this group. And after a while, there were thousands of people in this group. Now, what was interesting to me was they were joining. They were some, as they came through my welcome message. Some of them will enter their name and email address in my welcome message, in my squeeze page. So I was taking them away from LinkedIn into my database. Okay, so now they're in my database. I can actually sell them other books, and that's what I did, because on Amazon, you can sell books. That when someone buys a book, they always recommend or suggest other books that you may like. So I was making sales on Amazon just through my LinkedIn group alone. And the great thing about it is I can market to the people on my database every time I wanted to. Anytime I wanted to, I can actually market to people on my database. And that was amazing to me, because I was building my list, and I was also selling other products as a result of just having a LinkedIn group. Now, I thought the reason I was successful was because this was like a relatively famous person. Okay, so what I did was I niched it down. What if I niche it down? So I created a career-minded women group, okay, because I had an app at that time. So I created that group on LinkedIn as well. I did the same thing. I shared that group on a forum and some other women blogs. And again, I did see more people joining this group, and not as much as the leaning group, but they were joining, they were discussing, networking. Some of them started to join my database. As you can see in this page, there's 607 people, subscribers, that joined my database from my LinkedIn, my Career Minded Women community. And that was just me creating this. So you can actually generate leads from a LinkedIn group. This is what I've discovered, and this is how I got into LinkedIn in the first place. This is how I thought, wow, I'm actually generating leads on LinkedIn, and I was actually making sales. Okay, now let me tell you a few things, interesting things about LinkedIn. This is very interesting. You can join up to 100 groups on LinkedIn. Now, why is that important? Why is it important for you to join 100 groups on LinkedIn? Well, the great thing about that is, and a lot of people won't teach you this, but the reason you should be joining 100 groups is that you should be joining groups where your potential clients are based. Okay, so if your potential clients are joining all these other groups, you need to know where they've joined, you need to search for them, and then you need to join those groups. And because when you start to contribute to those groups, when you start to like their comments, when you start to reply to their comments and share their comments, guess what's going to happen? People are going to want to contact you and view your profile. Remember, we talked about that before. We talked about your potential clients eventually viewing your profile, personal profile page. This is one of the tactics. When you join 100 groups, and it is a numbers game, people will come back to your profile page, and people will view your personal profile. Okay, so that's what you want to do. That's why you want to join those 100 groups and contribute in those 100 groups. Remember, I didn't say spam those 100 groups. You want to contribute, you want to share people's comments, you want to follow up, and now and again you can message them directly as well. Okay, so you are allowed also to own 30 of your own groups, which is amazing. You're allowed to own 30 of your own groups as well. And so what is the advantage of that? If you own 30 groups, you can build your own list, just like I did with the Career Minded Women and the Lean In group. You can start building your own list. And remember, I talked about getting people on bookings, scheduling bookings. This is what I do. Once I build my own group and I start to add sort of content in that group, people start to see me as the go-to person of that group, because that's what you want. You want people to see you as the authority of that group. You want to see people. You want people to see that you manage that group, you own the group, and you're providing content that helps your potential clients. You've joined, you own 30 groups, and your potential clients are joining these groups. This is good for you guys. Okay. Now, the other great thing I wanted to tell you about is that when you've got your own group, you are allowed to send messages to your group once a week. You're allowed to send an announcement once a week to that group. And I'll tell you why this is an advantage. Now, to be on a realistic level, most of the time, your potential clients are not going to be in the group. Sometimes they're not going to be in the group. But they will receive an email when you send an announcement. And the great thing about it is those emails will not go in a spam folder like every other emails. No, because LinkedIn is a reputable site, it does not go into the spam folder. So when you send an announcement once a week, it actually goes into their primary email. Okay, and so that's great news for you guys. If you start building a really good list, and you start sending announcement, you start highlighting your products and services, something to do with your products and services, you can then get clicks back to your site. Okay, that's the advantage. So with LinkedIn groups, you can do, you can send the groups to your webinars, for example. You can get them to check out your website, your blog page, anything you want to do, you can do it with groups. And you can make, as I've actually proven it, that you can make sales using the groups as well. Now, one way, guys, to make a group really engaging is one thing I tried was using surveys. Okay, once you start building your group, once you start, getting 100, 200, 300 people in there, that's a lot of people in a group, by the way. I know there are groups with 100,000, by the way, on LinkedIn. There are groups of 500,000 on LinkedIn. There are many groups. Your potential clients are in these groups, by the way. And so I'm going to be talking about that later. Your potential clients are in these groups, but to make your own group engaging, because that's what you want. You want your group to be lively. You want people to engage in your group. You can put out a survey to find out what your potential clients are having difficulties with. Surveys do work, guys, by the way. I know it's a numbers game, but you put out a survey, find out what they're struggling with, and then when you see a pattern in the answers, go out and go fetch that content. Okay, go find that content. Okay, and you can find good content. Now, I categorize content in three ways. Okay, good content, all right, or great content, or awesome content. Now, BuzzSumo, if you go into the website BuzzSumo, you'll find awesome content. They actually measure content. So you can go into BuzzSumo, you can go into their 30-day trial and get some amazing content for your group, and you can start getting your group engaged. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Survey your group, find out what they want, and then go get the solutions, go get the content, and then place it in that group. I'm telling you that the reason for that is everyone in your group will see you as the solution provider. You're providing the solution, that you're the go-to person. And remember, the people in your group are your potential clients. So I hope you're beginning to see why groups are absolutely amazing. Now, this is one of my students, and this is the analytics they're getting once they, after they've got a group. This is the type of views they get. That's 1,870 once he's built up his group. 2 comments, 61 likes. Okay, this is 936 views, 39 likes, and some shares. Okay, so when you can actually start getting some real results once you've done your groups. And this is just some of the money I earn after building my list. Okay, so I can actually make affiliate sales. That's the great thing. You sell other people's products. You don't have to create your own products. You can actually suggest other people's products and make sales using groups as well. And this is some of them. When I built up a big group, I'm getting 11 sales, 6 sales. Again, it's a numbers game, but you can make sales on that. Okay, let's jump on to the third secret. Okay, the third secret is you need to increase your connections. Now, let me find out from this webinar right now how many people have connections over 500. Okay, over 500 connections. How many? Just put it in the chat box right now. How many of you have connections over 500? Right, that's okay. A few of you have 500. Some people say they only got 150. Okay, now some of you, although you got 500, let me find out from just enter your, just say 1 on the chat box. How many of you have got clients from those 500 connections? Let me just find out from, just put 1 to indicate you've actually got clients from those 500 connections. Right. Not many people are putting 1 down, which means you've got these connections, but you've not converted them to real life clients. Okay, and I get it. We join LinkedIn, we connect with friends and colleagues of the past, but they're not your potential clients. But I'm teaching you right now is, okay, you can expand your network. You need to increase your network with potential clients, and literally all it takes is for you to connect. Okay, but because the more connections you have, the more leads you will have in the future. That's definitely one of the things where the more connections, the more leads. Now, just look at this diagram where you're going to connect. Okay, you're going to engage, whether through the profiles or your groups, and then you are going to capture. You're going to capture them in your database, like I keep teaching. Okay, the successful people on LinkedIn understand why having many connections is key to building their list and getting more clients. And that's what you guys have to think about it as well. Now, why has the news feed got anything to do with increasing our connections? I just wanted to use this example. The news feed is now the new TV. We spend more time on the news feed on Facebook or on LinkedIn than we do the Netflix, CNN, Fox TV, BBC. Okay, we spend more time because a lot of the content, a lot of the awesome educational content, not entertainment, is on the newsfeed. People are sharing the newsfeed all the time. And as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as startups, you want to share your information on the newsfeed as well. Okay, and when you do that, what happens? When you share your newsfeed on LinkedIn, when you share something on the newsfeed, your connections are alerted, and you want them to be alerted. You want them to see what what you're sharing out there. You want them to see your great content, your awesome content that you're sharing in the newsfeed. And that's important. That's why we've got to, increase our connections over here, guys. Okay, this is where what we're doing right here. Now, when you are posting on your news feed, it's important that you add some images, because according to Buffer, they believe if you're sharing posts on LinkedIn, the ones with images perform better. Here's an example of one: 3,000 likes and over 100 comments on LinkedIn. Okay, and now we have our in-house software that creates different banners or different images for you, specifically for your posts as well. So we've got many to choose from. So it is important to have images on your post. Now, what I would say to that as well is I want you to test it out. Okay, sometimes I have seen some newsfeed posts without images that perform well, but I've mainly seen those when when major influencers are posting. Okay, but if you're starting out, or if you're trying to grow your awareness, or you're trying to run that campaign of top of mind campaign, and what I mean by top of mind campaign is you're posting on the news feed and you want your potential clients, your connections to see what you're doing, I would say to you, at first, do use images and to capture their awareness. So let's move on and see another way to increase your connections. Another way to increase your connections is to get your first connections to introduce you to the third or your second and third connections. So with the rule with LinkedIn, you can directly message your first connections. You can directly message your first connections, but you cannot directly message your second or third connections. Okay, so what you can do is that you can get your first connections to introduce you to the second connections. And the reason they're your second connections is because they have a relationship with your first connections. I'll say that's one way of increasing your connections. Now, obviously, the other way is when you are posting in the news feed, your post will get shared to the third and second connections. And when they see that, again, they will want to view your profile. They're going to view your profile, and then that's another way they may want to connect with you as well. So these are ways of increasing your connection. These are the tips and strategies to increase your connections. You want to get your first connections to introduce you to the second and third connections, and you also want to get your first connections sharing. Once they share your posts, your second connections and third connections start to see your posts, and they want to view your profile, and later on they're going to want to connect with you as well. Okay, so that's one way of doing that. Now, there are ways to communicate on, there are various ways to communicate on LinkedIn. Okay, let's just go through that right now. Okay, the first way is before you connect, LinkedIn actually gives you a default message to send when you connect. It's a default message that you should never use. Okay, you should never use that default message. It never works. You should always personalize your message. Okay, and now once you've connected, you also want to follow up. A lot of us, 90% of people do not follow up. Okay, that's another way to communicate though on LinkedIn. We've talked about referrals. You want to get your first connections to refer you to other people, to other potential clients. Okay, but a lot of us, again, when we connect, we don't do that. Recommendations is another way to communicate on LinkedIn. Okay, and then who viewed me? This tool, the who viewed me, I hope LinkedIn never takes this away, because it's such a fabulous tool to get potential clients. Okay, I know sometimes some of your guys are aware of this who viewed me tool, but you're not using it to its full advantage. Okay, that's the problem. The problem is we connect. Once we connect, that's it. End of story. We don't do anything else. No one talks to each other after that. Okay, and so we want to get a bit more personalized. When you're about to connect with someone, here's a small message, personalized message you can use. Very simple. Thanks for accepting my LinkedIn invitation. I'm looking forward to keeping in touch. Jonathan, that's it. It's personalized. It's simple. Do not use their LinkedIn's default message. Okay, so that's just one message. Now, within our company, we have a messenger app software. Now, this is not an automated software. Okay, it's just what it does. For example, if you're about to connect with someone on LinkedIn, this is the key part to connect with your potential client. If you're about to connect with your potential client, with the first connection, for example, you click on a button. Simple as that. You click on a button and it will display a personalized message. Here's one example, but from the First Connection app, we have many examples of personalized app you can use to connect with your potential clients. Okay, like if you click a button, you don't like the first one, click the button again. A second one appears. If you don't like the third one appears. So you've got so many to choose from. It's the same with the follow-up. You click on a button, a follow-up message comes up. Now this message, all you've got to do is copy and paste that same message into LinkedIn. Okay, I don't want you getting banned. That's why we created our software. No one gets banned with our software. Okay, so with the follow-up, when do you use the follow-up? You use the follow-up after someone's connected with you. Maybe a few days later, you want to follow up with a message and you might not know what to say. Click on the follow-up button within our software app and it will come up with a personalized message you can use to follow up. Now the recommendation, if the recommendations is the only way you can actually write on somebody else's personal profile actually. And so if someone's got about 5,000 connections, you may want to give them a recommendation, because when you do, especially if you give them a really good recommendation, they're going to, especially your potential clients, they're going to want to, view your personal brand, your personal profile on LinkedIn. And so that's one strategy. And so we have an app where we give you several recommendations, generic. You can go in there and tweak the rest. Okay, now let's talk about the who viewed me. LinkedIn allows you to see the last people, in the last 90 days. If you get the premium from LinkedIn, you can see the last 90 days. With the free, I think you can see the last 10. Okay, you can actually see who viewed you. Now, I'm going to give you one tip. If you know your potential client, you've nailed it down. You know your potential clients. What you want to do is go view the personal profiles of your potential clients, and then come back to this messenger app, and then you'll be able to say something, communicate to them after when they view your personal profile back. Okay, so some of them will come back and view your profile, and when they do, you can then message them. Okay, only when they view your profile do you message them, so it doesn't look like spam. Okay, but I don't want you to go viewing 100 people at a time. Just really get targeted, view the profile you want to connect with them, and then that's just another way of communicating and using the app to expand your network, to increase your connections and improve your engagement. Again, we've got messages for referrals as well. If you want to, like we talked about before, you want to increase your connections, getting your first connections to refer you to the second and third connection. So this messenger app is really useful for connecting, for engaging and communicating, and it really helps you in that. So that's our software that we use in-house. Now, this is one of our customers, William. I had 300 connections, but did nothing with them. Okay, so Jonathan provided workable strategies that I was able to implement. I started to engage and get responses, and on my first call, I made over £2,000. Okay, so which is about $250. Okay, so that's what we're doing for our customers. Okay, let's talk about the fourth secret, LinkedIn publishing. Let me find out from the chat box now who has published an article on LinkedIn publishing. Let me just find out from the chat box right now, please. I just want to gauge the numbers, okay? All right, some of you have, okay? Just a few, not many, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you how LinkedIn publishing came about. LinkedIn publishing came about because LinkedIn actually provided massive influencers, big influencers, the big names like Richard Branson, Gary Vaynerchuk. They were given the ability to publish articles on LinkedIn publishing, and they were receiving a lot of attention, a lot of comments, a lot of shares. It was a real success. And a year later, LinkedIn decided to then allow everybody else to be able to publish articles on LinkedIn. So if you log into LinkedIn right now, you will be able to see that you have the ability to publish articles on LinkedIn. Okay. Now, this is good news. I'm telling you right now, because a lot of people are now publishing articles on LinkedIn. And what's happening, and every time they publish an article, their connections are aware, they get a ton of connection. And what happens is LinkedIn's algorithm then says, right, this is a great article, it's getting a lot of shares, it's getting a lot of engagement. I'm gonna show it not just to the connections, I'm gonna go beyond the connections. I'm gonna show it to other similar connections. And that's why you're seeing that some people are getting a ton of comments, a ton of shares, because LinkedIn's algorithm has said, well, this article is amazing. This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is the LinkedIn publishing interface. Now, this picture you're seeing here is our software that creates that really good looking banner, because again, according to Buffer, if you have images with your article, it really does better with images without. Again, I would say to you, test it out, but we have top banners with great headlines specifically for LinkedIn publishing. We have designed that. Okay, so that is what LinkedIn publishing is about. Now, a lot of your concern might be, but Jonathan, I mean, some people have said to me, Jonathan, I can't write an articles to save my life. Okay, but I'm saying to you right now, you can outsource your articles to other passionate writers. And that's what I would say. There are people out there that just love to write. All you've got to do is give them a requirement, your requirement. Just tell them what to write. Tell them what to write, and they will come up with thousands of pages or articles that is engaging. Okay, and that you can create at least 3 to 4 articles that you can publish on LinkedIn publishing, so that your connections can see that you have some really great articles. And again, when you publish an article, make sure it's a great article. Make sure it's long, that the headlines, the sub-headlines are great. It's important for you to do that. But do not concern yourself whether you can write or not. As long as you can tell your writer exactly what you want, you can definitely have stuff published on LinkedIn. And when you do, it will be shared. I just liked this example because of it's really relative to LinkedIn in many ways, but this got a ton of shares, as you can see, ton of comments, over 1,500 comments, 37,000 and 10,000 shares. Really good, with a good image. Okay, here's another one I liked because I love table tennis myself, and when I was in corporate life I used to play table tennis, and so this got a lot of comments. 1,800 is a lot of comments, and thousands and thousands of likes. Again, when you creating your articles, make sure you have an image on them so you can get a ton of engagement. Again, the reason some of these engagement is high is because LinkedIn has not only showed it to your connections. So for example, you have 500 connections. They've said, right, we're going to show it to the 500 connections, but we're going to go beyond that. We're going to go, we're going to look at these 500 connections, and similar type of people beyond that, we're going to show it to it as well. And that's why sometimes when you're going to get so much more views on your personal brand, on your personal profile, and so much more people would want to connect with you as a result of these types of publications. So I hope you're beginning to see the power really of having, publishing an article on LinkedIn Publishing. Okay. Now, we have software that is able to really, really accelerate your growth when it comes to putting out articles on LinkedIn Publishing. Specifically, we've created a software that creates the images for that, for LinkedIn. We are the only company that are doing that right now. And based on such studies, based on many studies that have said images work well with articles. And so, this is why we've been able to go out there and create a specific software to do that for you. So here are some examples. Again, you can change the headlines. You can choose from different types. There's so many types that we've created. Okay. Now, we've gone through the 4 secrets, but I really wanted to touch on this point, how you can use LinkedIn to drive traffic to your website. And one way is various ways of doing that: videos, podcasting, and project launch. Is various ways you can do that. Let's just go through each one of them now. Most recently, LinkedIn just allows everyone to publish videos on the newsfeed, for example. Okay, so you can upload your video. You can create a video using your smartphone, and you can upload it to LinkedIn. This was not you couldn't do this probably 6 months ago, probably, but now you can. And I want you guys to be a pioneer. I want you guys to create videos, use your smartphone and create videos that people want to watch. Now, let me give you one tip. Okay, when you're starting out with videos, you don't have to do like a 20-minute video or a 15-minute video or an hour-long video. Not for a start. You can, to get people to come to your website, you can just make an announcement. Get your smartphone out and just click on the record button and say, hey guys, I've just written an amazing blog on my website. It's on my website right now. The blog is about how to blah blah blah, and that's it. The video just basically makes an announcement. And the advantages of this is people are going to watch your video. So you're going to get lots of views. People are going to watch your videos. Your video is not going to take up too much of their time. Plus, you're sending them from the newsfeed. Again, this is a newsfeed. You're posting on a newsfeed, and this links back to your website. Okay, because you want to do that. Obviously, on your website, you'll have your squeeze pages, your services, so that you can capture their emails. Again, we can go more advanced and talk about retargeting. Okay, we can talk about retargeting, because once they get to your website, you can retarget them. But just think about it, as you're increasing your connections, as you're expanding your network on LinkedIn, you can get people really clicking through the newsfeed back to your website with video. Now, if you're uncomfortable to put your face in front of a video, you can do a PowerPoint type video as well, and you can talk and record your voice, and that's another way of doing it as well. So, but video is powerful. They've just allowed you to put videos on LinkedIn. Believe me, be the pioneer, be the first one to be out there, and you'll see that LinkedIn will actually reward you for that, and that's absolutely amazing for you. Now, another way to do this is podcasting. Okay, you can do a podcast. Now, a podcasting, you don't need any video. You just get your smartphone, again, click on record, start talking. Nobody sees your face or a PowerPoint presentation. It's just your voice. Create 30-second podcasts on your blog, and then just make a text announcement on your newsfeed. So make an announcement here to say, hey, go check out my 10 blogs that I just put out just now. That's another way, guys, because podcasting is another way to generate traffic back to your website as well. Okay. Now, who has heard of the Jeff Walker's product launch formula? Okay, I'm going to show you how I'm using Jeff Walker's product launch formula within LinkedIn. So what I'm doing, okay, I am increasing my connections every time on LinkedIn. I'm always expanding my connections every month on LinkedIn. I'm getting thousands of new connections. Now, let's just go through Jeff Walker's product launch formula. You see that first box that says squeeze page. Okay, so on the news feed, I send people on this news feed here from LinkedIn. So all my connections are going to see this. I send them from here to a squeeze page. You see that squeeze page there? It says squeeze page headline. So on that squeeze page, there's a headline, there is an email. I want them to enter in their email. So here's me now. I'm on LinkedIn, but I want to take them outside of LinkedIn, and then I want to take their email address. I want to capture an email address. So I have a squeeze page there, and on that video, I'm giving them something of value. I'm teaching something of value. I'm making a big promise. And then they're giving me their email in exchange for that. So they give me their email, and then I send them to that video one. Now on that video one, there is no buy button. I'm not trying to sell anything just yet, okay? Because on video one, I can just again introduce myself on video, talk about a problem of my potential clients. So remember, my connections are my potential clients, by the way. I'm trying to make sale at some point, but not immediately. You know, so in video one, I'm introducing myself. I introduce the problems that my potential clients would normally have. Okay, that's video one. And a few days later, because I've captured the email, a few days later, I send them specifically video two. But I let them know video two is coming up on video one. Okay, so they get video two. And on video two, again, I go into the problem and then maybe start introducing some certain solutions. Okay, again, there's no buy button. I just want my potential clients to like me, to see that I'm providing value. That's very important. I'm providing value, and video is a great way to do that, by the way. And video three, again, the same thing. I'm providing a lot more solutions now on video three. Now video four, where it says add to cart, you can see that add to cart, that's the buy button. Okay, that's where I'm going to, in video four, a few days later, I'm going to send my potential clients to that buy button. Okay, so on video three, I say, guys, if you really enjoyed this video series over the last week, because every 2 days I'm sending these videos, if you've really enjoyed what I've been putting out in the last week, please, I have another video coming out, a solution to a problem. Because remember, these are your potential clients right now. This could be a product that you're selling, like a digital product that people can download, or you want to provide coaching. You want to send them to an application form. Okay, so you want to send them to an application form. That's another way of doing it. Okay, obviously. So basically they're on LinkedIn from here. I make a post on LinkedIn and I say to them, hey, go check out my squeeze page. That's the first one. They get into my squeeze page. I've got the email address. 2 days later, they see video one. A day later, they see video two. 2 days later, they see video three. And then the next day, they see video four. So why are we going through this process? Why are we using Jeff Walker and LinkedIn? Well, Jeff Walker's product launch formula just work, plain and simple. Jeff has taught this to millions of entrepreneurs out there, and it just works. Now, I'm here teaching you how to increase your connections on LinkedIn, how to get literally, from what I'm going to be teaching you, you should be able to get thousands of connections every month. Now, if you're getting thousands of connections and they're your potential clients, and you are every month you're taking them through this process, by the time they get to video four, they will want to work with you, because by that time they would have known you, liked you, and trusted you. You've built up that relationship. You've gone through that nurturing process, and you're doing this every month. Okay, so let me show you a real life example. I am the founder of Seeker Academy. Now, what Seeker Academy is very simple. We are attracting coaches. So if you're watching this as a coach right now, Seeker Academy is brilliant for you, because we are attracting coaches within Seeker Academy, because a lot of corporate workers out there, apparently up to 80%, are fed up of their situation. So it's not about money for them. It's about they're fed up with their work. They're stressed. It's affecting their health, and they need change. They need direction. Some need a new job. Some need a new environment. Some just need change. And coaches can help them, just like they helped me back when I was a corporate guy. So I'm helping coaches come on board, and I'm teaching those coaches digital marketing. I'm teaching those coaches how to close, how to get these high income professional clients in corporates. So some of these guys, they're earning between $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 a day, by the way. So Seeker Academy, I'm trying to attract coaches. So here is my squeeze page. This is my squeeze. Underneath this squeeze page, I'm taking they can enter their name and email address. Okay, so they come here, and then the first video they see is this video. Okay, Seeker Academy video. And a few days later, plus I can show them another report as well. A few days later, they come into landing page 2. A few days later, I give them another video on landing page 3, and then on the 4th video, I then send them an application or a buy button so that they can come into the Seeker Academy membership site. These are the coaches. Okay, so this is how I'm attracting coaches every month on LinkedIn, because what am I doing? I'm expanding my network every month on LinkedIn, and they come in here. So I'm hoping that these 3 videos, podcasts, and a product launch formula, which is a bit more advanced, are ways you can take people from your LinkedIn back into your website, and also to make sales as well. Okay, so let's recap what we've learned. Okay, we've learned about the 4 secrets. We've looked at the importance of networking in your niche. Okay, getting away from your computers. Okay, making sure your profile page is 100% set up, because LinkedIn obviously rewards you for that. We've looked at the importance of having a group, how you can generate a list using groups. Okay, we talked about creating a movement, using surveys to help people out in your group, how to make your group more engaging, right? We're talking about the importance of increasing your connections, as that generates more leads. And then we looked at the importance of putting out great articles, and how this can bring you a lot more awareness, and actually that can help you increase your leads as well. All right, now with LinkedIn, you're one connection away from a real high paying client. Okay, you're literally one connection away from that. I mean, you could be so close to getting a 5k client, a 10k client, a 20k. There is no limit, because the people on LinkedIn have the budgets. Okay, now we've talked about the 4 secrets, right? We've talked about the 4 secrets, but you can choose one. Maybe you want to focus on just expanding your connections, or you've decided, right, I'm going to choose 1 or 2 groups, I'm going to build up that group, and then I'm going to generate leads from that. I truly believe that LinkedIn is one of the ways you need to start applying to get, to generate leads, to make appointments. LinkedIn should be one of the marketing mix in the future. Now, I can talk about LinkedIn for this webinar. We can be here for hours, but I would like to share something with you. Okay, I call it the Linktify Automation Program. And with the Linktify Automation Program, you're going to learn how to generate high quality leads from LinkedIn. It's a 5-module program. Remember, I talked to you about the 1% club. By the time you complete the Linktify Automation Program, you will be part of that club. You will be part of the people that know how to generate leads on a consistent basis. And I use that word a lot, consistently. Like, if you're running out of leads, you have to, you can come back to Linktify Ultimatum and say, right, this is what I'm going to be doing this month, and I'm going to generate 1 or 2 high-paying clients this month. Even if if you're more determined, you can do more. So let's go over what you're going to be getting from Linktify Automation Program. We've got module 1, okay, the Linktify Automation Training. This is the comprehensive LinkedIn training. We've gotten over everything on this to make sure that by the time you complete this module, you have a strong appreciation of what LinkedIn's all about. There's advanced strategies and methods. We talked about how to set up that profile that speaks to your potential clients. We have other strategies and methods that you can to make you win that client from here. This is very important, guys. Not going through this module and you will ruin your campaign. We have a 3-step connection method. Okay, we want you to be focused when it comes to generating leads, and we've called it the 3-step connection method. Okay, so that's module 1. Module 2, we talked about LinkedIn publishing platform. Where do you go and find those passionate writers that are going to write, an article for you that's going to get you a ton of leads, a ton of awareness. Where do you go find them from? We're going to show you that in module 2. We're going to show you how to get more traffic on LinkedIn's publishing platform, how to drive traffic from influencers. When the influencers, when they put an article out till today, they get thousands of awareness. How do you get traffic from those influencers? How do you get traffic from LinkedIn back to your blog? We touched on that a bit, but we go further in the course. Article strategies that enable LinkedIn to share your connections beyond your immediate connections. How do they go beyond that? We go through that. Now, I didn't talk about SlideShare. SlideShare actually gets 60 million views per month. How would you like to put your products and services in front of 60 million views? Because LinkedIn owns SlideShare, and this platform is being improved every time. Module 3 is the group's mastery training. Okay? How would you like to get someone else to manage your group? As you're building your group, you can actually get other people to manage your group for you. Now, LinkedIn's made a lot of changes around the LinkedIn group. So we're going to show you the insides and outs, okay? How to maintain a group. How do you get a group going, okay? How to take people from groups to database. We've talked about that, but we go step by step. And how to market to a group on LinkedIn. This is the real lead generation. This is how I started with lead generation, and I'm going to show you what I did step by step. Module 4 is, we've talked a few times about a software. We've got the top banner level software. We've got how to create images for groups. We've got training for how to create images for your articles, for your news feed. We never talked about LinkedIn ads. But I truly believe that Microsoft, working with LinkedIn, ads will get a bit cheaper on LinkedIn. So what we've done, we've gone ahead of the game. We have created images that go very well with your LinkedIn ads. And LinkedIn ads are highly, highly targeted, guys, because of the data. Plus, I talked about the Linktify Messenger apps. Okay, you're going to get all the Messenger apps, the first connections, follow up, the Who Viewed Me. These are great apps. We talked about the headlines, how important the headlines are. You're going to get the headline creator. Okay, so all this will help you with your engagement. So that's module 4. Now, module 5 actually came from our existing clients. They said to us, look, we've got all these great designs on LinkedIn. Can we use this to monetize? And so what we've done, we've given you the rights to sell the designs to your prospects or existing customers. Okay, so you have the permission to sell the designs. And think about that, guys. This is another way for you to this is another foot in the door method. This is another way to communicate with your prospects. So what we've done, we've provided you with a comprehensive marketing material. We've provided you PowerPoint, business cards, plus you get this infographic resume software, because obviously on LinkedIn there are corporate professionals on there, there are candidates on there, and these infographic resume modules will help you. They're software, they're designs that you can sell, and you keep 100% of the profit. So that's module 5, guys. The great thing about LinkedIn, and what I love about LinkedIn, is that I spend less than 20 minutes a day, because once you've set everything up, you don't have to spend 8 hours. Yes, you can spend 8 hours a day, but you don't have to spend 8 hours a day. Less than 20 minutes to increase my connections. Less than 20 minutes to really go in there and put some awesome content in my groups. Less than 20 minutes, okay? Now, again, I'm going to remind you that the people on LinkedIn, the professionals on LinkedIn, the business people on LinkedIn, they have the money to spend on your products and services. And that's important, guys. And that's why I'm getting leads and that's why I focus more on LinkedIn than the other social media platforms. Now, if you were to apply this system and you got just 2 to 3 clients per month, will it be worth it to you? Well, it actually depends. It depends how much you're charging. In my business, I charge 3,000, 5,000, 20,000, depending on what package and service I'm providing. And I'm sure for you yourself, you know your product and services more than myself. If you apply Linktify automation strategies and methods that we're teaching here, I am absolutely confident that you are able to generate the leads per month for your business that you deserve. So, Linktify automation, 5 modules. Normally we charge Linktify automation £997. But I've got a bonus for you today, okay? Remember I talked about Seeker Academy. Now, Seeker Academy is where I'm helping coaches go find those high income clients on LinkedIn, okay? Not only that, we provide the coaches a really sturdy script for them to close those high income professionals. Those high income professionals, they have the money to spend. Literally, these guys are earning £1,000 a day, £500 a day. They have the money to spend. So we teach coaches how to close these people with the Seeker Academy. We have it's a 6-module program. We provide all the video materials. They get reports, they get cheat sheets, and they get this script to help them to close the high income professionals. So you're gonna get that because we're teaching digital marketing within Seeker Academy. It's all advanced stuff. Okay, that's a value of 1,497, but I'm going to include that as the bonus today because I'm looking for feedback. I'm looking for testimonials with Seeker Academy. Well, I'm not always going to offer this, so you're going to get that as a bonus today if you join. So you're going to get Linktify Ultimatum, which is 997, Seeker Academy, which is 1,497 in value. That's over £2,000 in value. Okay. Now, I just wanted to give this a bonus away because a lot of you guys do live in the big cities like I do. I live in London, and so how I help local businesses like dentists and chiropractors, I normally go into Google and I put in the keyword dentist, and the whole big list of dentists in my local area will come up. And what I did in the past was I manually then copied and pasted the email, the name, the location into my Excel sheet. And once I got into my Excel sheet, I had to arrange everything. And it took, literally it takes hours and hours to do that. With Linktify Local Leads, literally this software, you put in the keyword dentistry, it arranges everything for you. Now, this is where it really gets good. On the software, you can actually email the local businesses from the software itself, and then you can offer your different services. It literally saves you 8 to 9 hours, and you can start getting clients from your local businesses as well. So you're going to get that as part of the bonus. Okay, so Linktify Ultimatum, you get a Seeker Academy, and then you get a local lead software that's over £3,000 of value. Now, this next bonus is for the first 20 people only. Okay, I'm going to offer you, I don't normally offer this bonus, but I'm going to offer this because I want successful people with this LinkedIn strategy. I want people to come out of this program and know that they are generating leads. And that's why for the first time ever, I will offer a 30-minute one-to-one strategy call with you. This is only for the first 20 people. I can't put more people because this will take time. Okay, so what am I going to provide within this 30-minute strategy? Well, there are advanced strategies and methods that I apply with LinkedIn that I actually make sure that I'm generating leads. Okay, and so I want to pass that over to you. I want to listen to what your business is and show you and give you some strategies so that you can start generating leads. And so that's why I'm providing this 30-minute strategy. Look, guys, I have invested in myself in this industry. I've been doing this now for the last 3 years, and I do masterminds with people like Russell Brunson on ClickFunnels. I make sure that I am a top qualified digital marketer, and that's why Ryan Dice is handing me my certification. I've done this for a long time, and I know I can help you in your business, and that's why I'm offering a 30-minute call to only the first 20 people only. I cannot do it for everyone, but if you join now, you will be part of that. Okay, so what you get is you get the whole Linktify Automation Program, the Seeker Academy, local lead software, the 30-minute one-to-one call strategy with me as well. Okay, today only I'm going to charge you £497. Okay, that's over 3,000 in value, guys. And so what do you get with that? You get, normally the Linktify Ultimate alone costs £997. Seeker Academy, which is a high-end coaching program, digital marketing program, it costs £1,497. Local lead software, the 30-minute call. But today only, you're going to get the whole thing for £497. Okay, so you have two options. Okay, you either do nothing and go about your business, which is fine, or I'm going to give you another option. You take advantage of this risk-free 100% guarantee. So what is the guarantee? Basically, I want you to take everything that I've just shown you, the Link to Fire Ultimatum, the Seeker Academy, the local leads, the 30-minute call with me, right? You've got 14 days, basically, to 14 days to use this thing. If you don't like it, just email me back in 14 days and you get your money back. That's right, you get your £497 back. Email me back and there'll be no questions asked. That's my crazy guarantee for you. So there's absolutely no risk but to jump on this and really teach yourself how to generate leads on a month-by-month basis. You have a business, you need leads on a month-by-month basis. Okay, so what are you going to get? You're going to get the Link to Fire Automation program, the Seeker Academy, the local lead software, the 30 minutes one-to-one call, and a 14-day money-back guarantee, risk-free, guys. That's priceless. Okay, that's over 3,500 value in pounds. It's just a lifetime bonus. Okay, but I know for some people, I'm going to do something even more incredible. Okay, so today you get it for 497, but we do have a payment option. Okay, so basically you pay 197 pounds today, and then there's 2 other payments in the following months. Okay, so this is an incredible offer. You're going to get the Link to Fire Ultimatum, the Seeker Academy, local lead software, 30 minutes call, one-to-one call, a 14-day money-back guarantee, guys, which means for 14 days, you try it out, you watch the videos, you do everything you need to do to understand how to generate leads on LinkedIn. Okay, normally I charge, my one-on-one, a lot more than this, guys, what you're going to be getting, but you're going to get it for 497 pounds a day. Otherwise, you can do the 3 payments of pay 197. Guys, you've been fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed this webinar, and it's been a pleasure for me really to bring something to you like this. I truly believe LinkedIn and Microsoft are doing something amazing with LinkedIn, and I will be at the forefront of that. I'm already getting great information from LinkedIn, and I want to pass it on into the membership site. You're going to get instant access to all the programs that we've just talked about, and I'll speak to you later.